Hey, what's up, guys? Jamie here. Thanks very much for joining me in today's training. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. If you do happen to jump on the live, really would love it if you smash that heart button and drop a comment. Let me know you're here. Hashtag live if you do catch the live. And of course, if you happen to watch the replay, drop a hashtag replay. That'd be amazing. For those of you joining me via YouTube, if this happens to be the first time on the channel, how you going? My name's Jamie. I'm a full-time affiliate marketer, digital ad strategist, and I'm a coach for a program with over 560 students at the time of accounting and growing. If you're interested in learning more about what we're up to in there, I will be leaving a link below this video if you happen to watch the replay. Otherwise, go to jgcall.com, check out the free case study, and feel free to lock in a time with myself if you're wanting to take your financial future and ramp that up a notch online. Anyway, right, thanks for joining me, folks. Really appreciate it. This is round number 3, or part number 3 of the series. This is the top 3 things that you need to be focusing on in order to build any online business. And of course, I am an affiliate marketer, so I am specifically talking about affiliate stuff. But the reality is that these principles are based on anything that you do online. And to, I guess, recap what those are, and I am going to actually, you know what, I'll just play the blimmin' slides. It's easier because I've actually got the stuff there for you guys to check out. So anyway, I'm going to share my screen. I'll jump on. Hey, how you doing? Thanks very much for joining me, folks. I can't actually see who the names are. I sincerely apologize, but it's all right. Appreciate you being here. Smash that heart button. Give me some love. See if we can get this out to the algorithm a bit further. So, right, share the screen. How do we do this? Feel free to fire through any questions as well. What I'll do is at the end, we'll have a bit of a Q&A and can go through some things that you might be stuck with and help you ramp up your results a little bit. So, right. There we go. Screen, okay, it's sharing. All right, part 3, number 3. Wow, that didn't even make any sense. Part 3, make offers. Part 3 in the series. Sound almost like David Attenborough there. Anyway, right, moving on. So let's just recap real quick. If you're doing anything online, it comes down to having 3 components in place and offering 3 core things that you need to be focusing on. And they are essentially, number 1 is build an audience. And of course, I do a lot of my audience building right here on the socials. Obviously, for those of you tuning in via YouTube, I've got my channel there as well. Feel free to hit the subscribe button if you're interested in this type of stuff as well. But also have things like email lists. You can have chatbot lists. So I'm not specifically just saying social media. I'm suggesting that you can build a form of list across a bunch of stuff. But anyway, build an audience, whatever that is to you. Secondly, you got to give value. Got to give them results in advance. That's what RIA stands for. Give them results in advance. Try and help them out with stuff. See if you can help propel them forward, and whether that is through technical things that you're doing, whether it is mindset shifts, whether it is just them having little epiphanies, whether it's a quote that you happen to say and they resonate with it, whatever that is for them. All this stuff, it helps to build your authority and your clout within your own audience. So when it comes to number 3, which is what we're going to go through today, making offers, they are predisposed to at least hearing your offers, or at least being interested in what it is that you have, because you've already proven to a certain degree that you can actually help them get their results before you've even asked for anything at all, right? So, and like it says there, you can't sell stuff if they don't know you have stuff to sell. This is something that's a massive issue and a massive mistake I see with a lot of affiliates, is that they're actually pretty good at building the audience and they can do all that stuff and they give a lot of value with their content, things like that. But then when it comes to just making an offer to their audience, there's a bit of a disconnect there. So hopefully you're going to patch up a couple of those issues with going through this particular training. So, right, what do we got here? Here's a few ways to make offers. So I'm going to start with the easy stuff, which is verbal. So for example, if you guys are interested in ramping up your results this year and beyond, go to jgcall.com, check out the free case study. And if you're really wanting to ramp things up, book in a time to chat with me. I can see what you're doing, what your goals are, help you bridge that gap towards those. Also let you know a little bit about what I'm up to and how I can help you out as well. Verbal, there you go, nice and easy. So another way you can do that is right in the middle of whatever you're saying, you can just say, hey, listen, by the way, if you'd like X result, go to Y website, or drop a comment below. I think I've made already 5 offers to you guys right at this point. Not offers necessarily, but I've had call to action. So hey, drop a comment, blah blah blah. Let's get some engagement. Smash that heart button. YouTube, subscribe to me. Blah, all this sort of stuff. And in case you hadn't notice, basically, I've done that just as part of my normal language pattern. So hopefully it comes across pretty sort of just casual, which it really is as well. If you want help with X, check out Y. So again, you can point people to a website. You can get them to drop a comment. You can get them to go to somewhere online. Hey, send me a private message if you'd like to learn how to really ramp up your results 2021 and beyond. Something like that. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to put too much thought into it. It's just when you are producing video content and audio content, things like that, then you are starting to add these call to actions and these offers as part of that as well. Check out X if you're interested in Y. So if you check out my website, send me a message, whatever it is. Check out this thing I put together if you're interested in learning more about affiliate marketing and how to grow your business this year and beyond, things like that, right? So this is another one, which is how to, and this is also a headline formula as well, by the way, but you can actually use this technique to get the attention, and then you can start bridging in to your actual offer and putting a CTA, a call to action, at the bottom of your post, right? So it'll be how to overcome the biggest hurdle. So how to make $10,000 per month in less than 60 days without needing funnels. There you go. That's one right there. And that's kind of cool. So that way, for most people, that's going to invoke curiosity. And so then you can go, cool, well, you can basically explain how you can actually achieve those goals. And then you say, hey, listen, if you want some help with this, drop a comment below. If you're doing it on Facebook, of course, drop a comment below. Let me know your thoughts, and I'm happy to reach out and see if it's the right fit for you. So another offer, and that's basically you're actually wrapping an offer into something that is value content as well. So you're doing both. You're killing two birds with one stone. So hey, listen, here's how you do it, and you go blah blah blah. Using my example, how to make 10K per month without a funnel. Even if you suck at building funnels, because you don't need them, whatever it is. I can't even remember what I said now, but point being is what I would do is just go through, cool, well, you can build a audience on social media, you can start relating to people, you can go through a one-to-one sales process with people, and you can have the one-to-many if you're on Facebook or YouTube as well, which is kind of cool. And then clearly you don't need a funnel for that, because then you're just having that relationship with those people. Some of them are going to be interested in what you have, some of them aren't. By the way, if you'd really like to learn the deep, dark secrets of how to do this stuff, drop a comment below and I'll reach out with my 3-step process that really ramps things up for you. There you go. Nice and easy. What else we got? So use scarcity, and you can do this in a very organic way. Now, clearly, I'm running out of disk space for my downloadable PDF, so you better get in quick. There's only 10,000 copies available. That stuff doesn't work, and I would highly advise you not to do that. However, what you can do is you can have legitimate scarcity. You can actually create it and formulate it yourself in a very legitimate way, which is, say, for example, you put a cap on the number of people you're going to offer this particular thing to. Hey, for the next 2 people only, I'm going to be blah, blah, blah. Hey, for the next 5 people, I'm doing a case study. It's going to kick ass. We're going to help you implement all the stuff you need in your business moving forward. Drop a comment below, reach out to me, go to this page, whatever the case may be, right? What else we got? And this is an actual real one. So some of you guys have been following my journey for a little while, and one of the things that I've sort of had a bit of an epiphany about in recent times is we're here for a very finite time. Turns out that we're all going to die one day, and as bleak as that may sound, it's actually really empowering, because if you think about the amount of days that you've got left on this earthly plane, they're not really that many in the grand scheme of things. And so the reason why this is really, really powerful is literally every day that someone isn't taking an action and fulfilling their dreams and working towards what their dreams are, they are losing days, they are losing time, they're losing momentum towards that. And like I say, I know it's a bleak way of looking at it, but it is a genuine way to highlight scarcity. Anyway, that's maybe used with caution. You might want to reword that a little bit, but you kind of get the idea. Time-based. Hey, for the next 24 hours or this weekend only, up until 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be doing this thing. Get in now, otherwise forever hold your peace and lose out forever for eternity. Wow, what a dark thing this has turned into. Right. Anyway, mystery. So this is a big one. So one of the things that happens, this is just a general buying trigger, by the way. as people are intrigued by something that's mysterious. And so when you start getting results in your affiliate marketing and you realize that, fuck me, there was actually no secret whatsoever. It turns out just, involves sales and marketing and hard work and, all that sort of stuff. And then you go, oh, okay, yeah, well, that's yeah, okay. I'm not actually missing anything. This is kind of cool. But then what tends to happen is the people that aren't getting those results that you have, all of a sudden, there's like this shroud of mystery around what you're doing. And especially if you're able to, I guess do something where it's not quite as obvious as what everyone else is doing, things like that. Again, it highlights that sort of sense of mystery there. So how you can do that is you can start using words like discovered, secret hack, things like that. And so this is just one way. For example, hey, I just discovered a secret hack that helped me make 5K in a single day. I stumbled upon it, something that was under my nose all this time, but I think it's something that most people probably don't know of. And again, all you're doing is you're wrapping up something that might be quite normal into something that is now unique. And also, here's another little side note on that as well, is when you're doing that type of stuff, the other buying trigger for people is new. They love new stuff. So if it's an age-old thing that you're doing, but you just happen to have like a little tiny little spin on that, super powerful stuff. People are then all of a sudden intrigued. Anyway, there you go. Right. I almost didn't want to put this out there. So it's just another way. Like you're writing a post and say, look, I really didn't want to put this out there because, once the masses find out, then, it loses its sense of mystery. That's why. So you can come in and basically say things like that as well. And again, I think I kind of alluded to this as well, but I stumbled on the secret thing, and even just labeling it as such. Hey, it's got the secret thing and it's blah, blah, blah. People will just kind of think, well, what's secret? And especially if you are getting those results that someone else isn't as well, that then creates an us and them mentality, and also means that there is a shroud of mystery around what you're doing. Like, oh, it must be some kind of crazy clandestine stuff. I better find out. So there you go. Start adding that into your content, and you'll kick some butt. Right, what else we got? This is something called the Carlton Kern formula. Yes, he did put a trademark on it, so get full credit to Frank Kern and John Carlton for this one. So it actually, the backstory of this, by the way, was that something that was developed by John Carlton, famous copywriter, one of Frank Kern's earlier mentors, if I'm not mistaken, and then basically he adapted what he had. And so the Carlton one, to give you an idea, is here's what I got, here's what it will do for you, and here's what I want you to do next. And so Frank, as part of his creating offers thing that he does, this is kind of what he does now, which is basically, here's what I've got, here's what it will do for you, here's how it works, so actually going into it, here's why you should do it now, because you're actually creating a sense of scarcity, a sense of timeliness around that. Here's why it's safe and smart. I like this one actually, because it means that you're reducing that risk out of the buying decision. It's safe and it's smart. Well, I want to be smart, so of course I should definitely buy this thing. And if it's safe, well, it reduces my risk out of that whole thing, which is really cool. And then you can offer a guarantee or whatever as well. The other one is you can add bonuses or boosters. So a booster would be like act now and also receive this extra thing, for example. And then obviously bonuses, get the buy this thing and get a free phone or something like that, right? Scarcity. So you can use some of the early examples that I gave. This is limited to X number of people. You can put a countdown timer, which again works really well. Hey, this offer is actually expiring in time, X time. Get in now, forever hold your peace, and die lonely and alone and terrified. So bleak, such a bleak live today. Hopefully you guys are getting value. Drop those comments. Let me know your thoughts at this stage. Not that I can see anything from where I am, because all I can see is my screen. But anyway, I'll come back and snoop through those in a moment. So finally, you just recap. So another really cool thing, especially if you're doing like ad copy on a sales page, for example, is you can just do like a little thing right at the bottom, and it basically says, hey, if you're the type of person that doesn't like reading, here's what this is all about. Here's the offer. Here's what it is, blah, blah, and here's how to move forward, kind of thing. So kind of cool stuff, right? Right. So more stuff. What else we got? Bait posts, one of my favorite. Love these things. If you want some inbound leads, and this is just a little side note thing that you can do. So if you want some inbound leads, you've got some semi-good engagement on your Facebook profile or your groups or your pages, whatever the case may be, you can create a bait post. I think I've put an example here. Yeah, so here's one. And I guess what I wanted to highlight is that for those of you that haven't started making sales in affiliate marketing yet, don't need to panic. You can actually just leverage the stuff that you are doing and the stuff that you're learning as you're going through this. So, hey, you want to see how I increase my engagement by X percentage with a simple hack, or maybe use a slightly different verbiage on that one, but you kind of get the point. So when you put that up and you put there's an option to put like a bright color on the back of your post, and it gets a ton of engagement. And so this is called an engagement ladder. Someone comments, like drop a comment below, drop a hashtag me below, and people go, crazy. And so then you just reply to those and you keep that going. And then you think, okay, well, heck, I better go and create this whole lead magnet now. And so then you go create the lead magnet. It can be as simple as like a Google Doc. Don't overthink this process, please. Like, it's just, done is better than perfect. And it is because it's a lead magnet. You're delivering value, actually showing, why whatever it is that you're trying to prove to them why that works. So don't overthink that process. And basically, as you're still keeping the juice going on your post, then you can go and create your lead magnet. You can get real fancy and put it in a chat bot if you want to. You can get fancy and put it on an autoresponder in front of a page, but you don't have to. You can just create a PDF and say, hey, check your DMs. Love to send it over to you. Hey, I've got this thing, blah, blah, blah. So now you're getting inbound leads. And then what you do is you do another one. So, hey, you want to see how I'm getting inbound leads? Yeah, sure. Let's do a bait post. And then guess what? You do another lead magnet for that. And there you go. And then all of a sudden, going through this process, you probably end up with a sale of something. There you go. Nice and easy. You do need to have an offer and something that you believe in and flick that through to them on the back end. But you get the idea. Another way to do it. So if you are getting financial results, especially in affiliate marketing, it acts like a huge big magnet. And so you can say things like, hey, want to know how I sold X without selling? Now, don't do the whole without selling thing. The reason I put that there is to illustrate a point that if you can invoke intrigue, people are like, what do you mean selling? I don't want to sell. I hate selling. Selling's a bad word, which is a wrong way of looking at it, by the way. Sales is absolutely everywhere in our life. And it can be done in a way that is very congruent with who you are. You don't need to be doing some sort of weird like stuff and high pressure tactics, all that bullshit. So anyway, that's it, right? So go through that process, and you can invoke that curiosity in your audience and throw those offers out there. So hopefully got some more here. I think, what else we got? This is kind of playing on the mystery thing as well, but you can invoke a sense of intrigue. Hey, I've never revealed this before, but if you drop a comment below, I will tell you how I got to blah, 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 and made 100K in less than 7 months doing the blah, 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 whatever it is, right? What they don't want you to know, but found out. But I found out. So it's that whole, you're creating that us and them mentality. And again, it comes back to that buying trigger for a lot of people that make this assumption that, and it's usually because of the sales pages and because of the mystery being a huge buying trigger, it gets perpetuated by the verbiage on sales pages. And it's like, oh, it's a secret. They don't want you to find out. They want you to know. But then, of course, if you happen to find out the secret and it turns out there's actually no bloody secret at all, then you can put that out there. And again, that will then invoke a sense of intrigue in your audience, also create an us and them mentality with your own content. You're actually developing your own sense of credibility as you're actually making an offer, which is kind of cool, right? And again, this is all just different lines that you can use. I was blown away when I discovered this. So again, it's like this thing like, oh, well, you now have some form of knowledge that someone else doesn't know. And even if you don't, but you've just, like I say, you've got the same knowledge, but you've just put a different spin on it, or something you've tried has worked in a certain way, then, that's now information that people are going to be curious about. I made, 5K yesterday, I made $3,000 yesterday, I made $2,000, whatever the case may be, whatever your number is. And if you don't have the number, don't stress about it. I'm just using these as examples, of course. Made X yesterday while doing Y. So, like, you're out there chilling out, having a cup of coffee, or you're grabbing a beer with your mates, or whatever the case may be. And, you hear your Stripe notifications start dinging, or your PayPal or whatever, and you're like, cool, just made some cash. That's nice. And so then you can sort of go, well, if I get enough interest in this, I might do some training. And so, of course, people are going to be interested. Oh, I want to know how do you make $5,000 a day? That sounds pretty cool. So then, of course, they're going to drop all their comments below. And then guess what? You then develop something that actually helps them out, and you develop that relationship with them through your content. And then you hopefully have something really badass to help them out with if it aligns with what their goals are. And you've got a cool offer there as well. So I don't know if I put anything else. No, I didn't. There you go. That should be enough to get you sorted. Don't overwhelm yourself with this stuff, guys. So it's really just about taking imperfect action. So, all right, what do we got? Hopefully this helped. Yeah. Some of them are slower than others. Yeah, that really turned bleak. I'm sorry about that. I don't know where that came from, but anyway, been reminded about my own mortality in recent times. Any questions you guys want to smash through? It's completely cool if you don't. I've got a bit of stuff I need to do anyway. Hopefully you guys help. Hopefully they helped you guys out. Wow. There you go. Interesting. How you doing, Carl? I'm just going to sit here awkwardly until my entire crowd disappears. Or ask the question. James, how you doing? Yeah, hello, Renato Beer. Mark, how's it going? We can have a heart. Omri, good to see you, my man. How you doing? Carl, always a pleasure. Some slower than others, yeah. Wow, what a bleak way of looking at life. Now I feel useful because a question has arrived. Wonderful. That's a really good question. So what are the different types of bonuses you add to your offers to provide perceived value or real value to make them no-brainers to buy? It's a really good question. I like that. Cool. So I've got a bonus folder, and it's got about 90 different bonuses in there, some trainings, files, templates, scripts, you name it. And it's something I've developed or built up over years. And they are, some of them are other people's products. I've got private label rights to them. So I use those, but they're not, that's not really the crux of it for me. I add things like, say, for example, if I'm promoting a high ticket offer, I might add some coaching as part of that. I might add some group stuff as part of that. I might add a script. I've got like a little sales course, which you're welcome to check out, salesprognosticator.com. Shameless plug, selling for $100, really cool. It's got a nice script in it as well, but I might add something like that as part of it. Like, cool, jump into this program. You're going to get this, you're going to get that, you're going to get that, blah, blah, blah. And just basically stack up the perception of value. The other thing, and obviously Mark being in I think you're SA. I'm so sorry. I feel like I've seen your name in there. The numbers are getting away with me. I apologize, man. But anyway, with that, one of the things we often talk about is unpacking the offer. And so if you look at whatever it is you're promoting, and you basically look at ways that you can highlight the perception of value, like, you're going to get this. And another little side note for you guys is people love bullet points. Bullet points, and from a psychological level standpoint, often it adds up as different things they're getting. And so if you add bullet points like, it's going to get that, you're going to do that, you're going to get the benefit of learning how to, I don't know, be a giraffe trainer from this amazing training. And that's what everyone wants to do, apparently. So you can have all those types of things, and then offering that support as well is really, really huge. Because if you look at like some of the buying tricks, I mentioned them before, like, people really want to reduce their risk out of making an investment decision. And so if it's something that's risky and it's a relatively large investment as far as they're concerned for a high ticket product, then of course they're nervous about it. They want to make sure that they are getting into something that's going to fulfill their desires, their needs, their dreams. They also want to I guess have that risk reduced. And although you can't control the cart page, you can't control what the vendor offers, you can provide your support. And if you imagine that your support is basically saying, hey, it doesn't matter where you are in the grand scheme of things in terms of your learning curve and how much knowledge and all that sort of stuff you have. If you're basically just saying, listen, I'm going to hold your hand every step of the way, I'm going to help you through this, jump in and we'll go through it together, then of course it eases that burden for them as well. So then again, you've just taken what you were going to offer anyway, and you've just basically put it out in a way that has elevated that perception of value. Hopefully that makes sense. The other thing in terms of bonuses, actually, this is a really good talking point, is with bonuses, don't overthink the process is my big thing. Like it goes back to creating those lead magnets. Like put out the post, get yourself that pressure so you actually have to go do the thing, and then just smash it out on a Google Doc. With bonuses though, the other thing is have a look at if you not knowing much about. Hang on. Let me choose my words slightly better there. If you're looking at a program and you try to view it as objectively as you can, is there something that you can highlight? Is there something that you can, I guess, add that's not quite there? So something in the middle, like you've got one thing there that tells you how to do that, another thing that tells you how to do that. Is there anything that you can complement that with in the middle? And so whether that is like recording your screen and just showing a couple of things that you've learned, if it's an app on your phone that saves people time, or it's a productivity hack, and this is how it's going to help them with XYZ product or service or program, those things are really powerful. If it is a done for you thing. So I'm going to talk about, you've just opened the can of worms. I'm just going to ramble on. So one of the things, if you look at like human psychology when it comes to what they want, you've got it's something that Frank Kern refers to as the ladder of desire. And so you've got basically at the top of that ladder, or top of that triangle, you've got done for you, because people are inherently, not that we're all lazy necessarily, but it's nice when stuff happens for us and we don't need to go through the arduous task of learning it a lot of the time. And so that's another kind of buying trigger as well, by the way, is the ease in which someone can get access to the thing. So if you're doing getting done for you stuff, that's at the top of the ladder or top of the triangle. And you've got the middle part, you've got done with you. So, let's walk you through this process. I will help you, blah, blah, blah. I'll give you the coaching, da, 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 da. And then at the bottom is do it yourself, type thing. So that ladder goes like that. And essentially the higher up that ladder, or higher up that triangle, because apparently ladders now go like that, as I've just decided. So the higher up that triangle, the higher the investment is, because it means that there's more labor involved in that. The reason I'm saying that is if you can find a program and you're, like I say, you've got something that complements that, and it's like a done for you thing, or I'm going to do it with you, then it's further up that ladder of desire. So therefore it's going to highlight the benefits and the perception of value of buying through you versus someone else if it's an affiliate offer. So hopefully that helps. That was a mighty rant. One thing I will just cap that off by saying is also just understand that the risk when you're creating bonuses, and the risk when you're adding a ton of bonuses to things, is that you can actually overshoot the mark. And what I mean by that is, if you're adding one of these things like, buy my thing and you're going to get $900 million worth of bonuses, and a solid gold toilet seat and a pet tiger and a Rolls Royce and a tractor. What a weird, that's an amazing mix. I'd actually love that as a bonus. But if you're adding all these things that really detract from the core program itself, what tends to happen is the focus then gets lost, because then all of a sudden people, they move into their logical brain and they start like, wow, man, I'm going to get so much stuff. And they almost don't give a shit about the actual offer, like the program itself. And so you kind of need to be a little bit cautious. So what I always tell people is, like, especially if it is for a high ticket program or a low ticket for that matter, is add 3 to 5 core bonuses that are in alignment with the underlying offer. and don't overshoot the mark too much, because when you do have that sort of thing of, oh, you're gonna get $900 million worth of stuff and it's gonna be amazing and blah blah, you actually start to lose the trust factor of your audience as well as a marketer, because they start thinking, well, hang on, why does this person have to throw in everything, including the kitchen sink, to get me to buy this bloody thing? So I'm just being very mindful of that. Value rants, yeah, that's new course coming out 2021. Value rants, the value rant vault, that's what I'm going to call it. That's it, man. Anything else you guys want to discuss? Offers, life, philosophy. Value rants. Strangely enough, I did actually purchase a product recently, and it is a series of emails and newsletters and thoughts that were given to this person's database at different times, and that was then wrapped up into a product, and it's got some very valuable insights in terms of marketing and life and all that sort of stuff. So yeah. I'd buy it. Special money price. Oh yeah, this is testing my metal. I'm going to make an offer on the fly. I can do your deal. Actually, yeah, jokes aside, I do, as part of one of my offers, I sell something. Basically, it's just a coaching call for $197, and that includes like literally all of my stuff and all my digital products and things like that. From time to time, I don't do it all the time. It loses its sense of uniqueness if I do it often, but I do that from time to time. But in answer to your question, I guess, how much is it worth to me? It has literally made me thousands. I suspect many thousands. Yeah. Because I've used it across different offers and different things over the while. Yeah, it's an interesting point as well. The more bonuses we offer, the better, but not true, I guess. Yeah, look, it's one of those things where, I mean, for me, if and I guess this comes from my own experience as well. Like, I used to do a lot of launch jacking, and in that game, it really is like you are trying to load such an incredible amount of value to the offer. It gets to the point of ridiculousness, and you're kind of like, you're going to get like 300 of these blimmin' bonus things, and for the measly $10 investment to buy the front end product. And it took me a while to work out that it was just a shitty way to market, because I was losing trust within my audience, and because I was focusing on a different product every day, basically. And not to dismiss like people that do that. There's a lot of people that make a ton of cash out of that as well, but it just didn't feel energetically right with what I was doing. So I always recommended people just to have like 3 to 5 core bonuses. You can push that a little bit. I mean, there's no hard and fast rule with it. That's just my experience. So, test that out. But you guys have to be, like, everyone that's watching at this point or ends up watching the replay at this point, this is the big thing for affiliates. You guys have to be putting offers out there to your audience. And it feels uncomfortable. I get it, because like no one likes being sold to, but everyone likes to buy stuff. And so sometimes it feels a bit weird, like, oh, am I putting out the same offer? And how do I say the thing, and how do I do the stuff that gets me the thing at the end of it? Don't overthink that process. Just run with it. Have a look at some of the things I've put in here. Let's try it out. Give it a shot. See what happens. What's the worst case scenario? Someone tells you to fuck off, basically. That's the worst case, or they block you. Or they get really sinister and they hack your account. They become you in your identity, and then your whole life gets ruined. That's probably the worst. And if you can get comfortable with that idea, then because it's so low probability, then yeah, you'll be fine. And you can always delete posts. If you put out an offer and it gets donuts and you're like, I suck as a marketer, fuck that. Don't worry about that. Just delete it. Try it another time zone, whatever. How do you put up offers more on your profile or on your group? Yeah, definitely in my group. Because in my opinion, I feel like I have a different relationship with my group as opposed to my timeline. And that's still, and here's something for you guys that's still tuning in at this point as well, is that I still feel a bit weird sometimes about putting stuff on my profile. So I do make offers on my profile, but not as many as I put in here in the group. And I put an offer on every single YouTube video I make. And that's usually just, hey, check out the link below. Hey, hit the subscribe button if you want to learn more. Check out the free case study below, things like that. But yeah, try a bunch of stuff. Like there's no kind of like one thing is going to be the thing that you always go to. Like, try different angles and things like that. And when you and if you make, here's a little challenge for everyone. 15th of January at the moment. Let's say you just made it a point of like, okay, this is going to feel weird, but I'm going to try and put an offer out to my audience every single day in some form or another between now and the end of January, and see how it feels. It's going to feel weird to start with, probably because you're not in the habit of doing it all the time. And B, I'm going to throw it out there, and I'm going to say that the probability of you making moolah is going to increase massively, because you are putting goodwill into your audience. That's the caveat as well. You have to have an audience. You have to have goodwill within the audience. You have to be providing value, whatever that is for you. But yeah, make them offers, man. Definitely. Who accepts my challenge? Vodka, the elixir of life. Jokes, that wasn't. No, it's water. Yeah, happy to discuss that. It's something, like I say, I don't do it that often because it can get saturated. But I can reach out to you if you're interested, learning a little bit more about that. But essentially, that is for the majority of my bonus library. You're not alone. Like Jacob and I go back and forth, let's say 10 times a day, maybe more. But we talk about it, like, and bearing in mind, like, for those of you that are in SAA, we are in the weeds. We are doing this this is our life. We're pretty lame. Like, this is our whole thing. So yeah, it's I get it. But a lot of that thing is, and sorry, I can't see who the actual person is here, so I'll just talk kind of generically here. But we all have our own insecurities, and we all have our own sense of sabotage. For a lot of us, anyway. There's exceptions to that rule, but I know for myself, I have like an internal battle sometimes with certain things. It doesn't really go away. You reduce it, and you learn new skills, and you become more confident in other things that you're doing. But then there is still that element of like doubt, or like, do you really deserve that? you're a fraud. You haven't even made 10 million bucks online yet. Like, what are you doing? All this stuff. And so, we all go through that. And I actually had a conversation with someone recently, and they said, I just don't know how to, I don't want to put an offer out there. I don't know how to do it. And that's the thing. Like, sometimes it's an uncomfortable thing, because it comes back to that whole thing of like, oh, well, what if they don't buy? Well, what if they like don't like me? What if I'm not accepted into the tribe, so to speak, because I'm now doing something that's different? And that comes back, and this is why I've been thinking about my own mortality recently, not because it's a bleak topic to talk about, not because I'm macabre and looking at death and anything of that nature. Really, it was just something I was reminded of, and I just thought, you know what, why live in fear? Why allow the opinions of others to dictate how I'm going to live my life? And if I can serve my community, if I can put stuff out there that is genuinely going to help people, why not? I'm being selfish for holding that back and not putting that out there. Especially like, you guys that are in SA, how many freaking people that's helped, and forget the actual financial results that people have had from it. I'm talking about like even the mindset shifts, the sense of community, the fact that we've been there for every week for like 15 months, whatever it is now. Like, that whole thing is like, don't hold that back. Someone might get some benefit from that. Someone might have a life-changing experience from being part of whatever it is. I forget SA, I was just using that as an example, but if you're proud of it and you believe in it, then throw it out there. Get that out there. Get over yourself. Don't be fearful. So whoever, I didn't actually see who wrote that comment there, sorry, but my challenge is just to not get off this live and do nothing. It's to go out there and start drafting out your offer now. Put it out there. What have you got? How can you serve your audience? How can you serve them? How can you create an equal exchange between, and obviously finance, because it's the most efficient way to form a bartering system, of course, but like how can you serve them? What energy can you bring to your audience that actually helps them out, actually develops them as a human being? Whoop, whoop. So I'm talking about. Well, I appreciate that. I know I'm only one cog in the three. That's a really awkward cog system, isn't it? Three gear wheel or whatever. It's more like a triangle than a cog. But yeah, anyway, yeah, I massively appreciate that. It was my pleasure. I absolutely love it. I love Wednesday calls. I love everything SAA. Because I'm such a dork. I don't have any other life nowadays. It's affiliate marketing, and that's it. And I also appreciate that compliment as well, Mark. I know one of us talks with a lot of clarity, is very articulate. I would like to think that I'm slowly learning that art form as well, but there you go. Seriously, that's my challenge, man. You specifically, I'm calling you out. I want to see on your timeline or wherever your thing is, if it's your group or whatever, I want to see an offer of some kind. I want to see that offer out there. Some other ones while I'm here, just brainwaves. 15-minute strategy call. They can work. Who wants a 15-minute strategy call to help you formulate a plan to get your affiliate business on track this year? Make that offer to your audience. That's less of a commitment, because at least you're not asking for money. Maybe it's the money part that is the hold up for you. In which case I can do a thing on unlocking money misbeliefs, or whatever that word is. I'm not very good at England as it transpires. What else was I going to say? Other ones are the next 2 people only. I am going to be offering XYZ as part of joining this. Drop a comment if you're interested. That's another one. Another one really quickly. This is something, and this technique has made me in excess of 20K over the last like 8 months, something like that. I do it maybe once or twice a month. And it's basically where I get my buyers from in order to sell SAA or coaching or other products. And so all I do is something that I learned from Jacob, who learned it from Johnny West, and it's pretty damn cool. And basically what you do is you say, hey, listen, this is available. I've got an offer strictly for the next 2 people only. Once 2 people buy this, I will remove the offer. You're going to get blah, 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 blah. Chuck the price on it. Massively important. Blah, 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 blah. Chuck the price on it. Here's the value. Da, 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 da. Do this for like 6 or 7 different items, including a coaching call. And you stack that price, you price anchor. So total value is going to be $3,782.15. But if you act now, it's $197. Next 2 people only. And so you put that up, and you can try different time frames, by the way. This works really well for that because you're going to different segments of your audience, and you'll find that some people might be interested. Now, depending on what clout you've got with your audience, you might want to try a different pricing structure. But seriously, the confidence that you feel from just going, fuck yes, I just pulled money out of my audience out of nothing. I put up a post, I sent them an invoice, I got them onto a coaching call. You genuinely help them out. It's not actually a sales call, by the way. This is a genuine coaching call. You try and align their belief systems if you can. And then you just say, hey, listen, you're interested in getting some more info on how I might be able to help you out moving forward. Do you have a high ticket product that really helps you out and your community out? Did you want to learn more about what I'm up to? Super casual sales process. And that will convert on the back end, in my experience, from around about, let's say 20 to 30%, something like that, because you've developed that really strong bond. And so a little psychological thing for you guys as well is that a buyer, if they've purchased anything from you, they are 12 times more likely to take your recommendation on a buying decision before, because you have built that trust within them, and you've built it through the financial exchange, and you've added a shit ton of value to them. So there you go. There's your little thing. That's a little money spinner. Fuck that, man. Don't worry about that. Who cares? Go back to this training. This is I'm not kidding. This is like it's overarching stuff, but it's really fucking powerful. Build an audience, because you're gonna get fresh eyes. Your audience isn't static. It's not just a static thing. Like, there's going to be new people that come into your audience all the time, and some people aren't going to resonate with your messaging. They're not going to resonate with you as a human being, and that is completely fine. This is what we're after. We're not trying to help every single person out there. We're trying to find our people, our little ball of amazing, wonderful human beings that we can serve. And so if you burn it out, who gives a crap? That's fine. Get some new audience in, man. That's fine. And this is why we do things like this, because you can have different angles. You can have different angles on your offers. You can have different ways of making that offer. You can put goodwill. Like, how many offers have I made to you guys as an audience since I've been talking? I reckon maybe a dozen, or at least a dozen call to actions. And I don't think anyone's overly pissed off at me just yet. Maybe. Why is that? Because I'm actively putting value into you guys. Just on that one as well, using up your bonuses. You can repackage them. You can reframe them. I'm not saying like do anything sort of the only word that springs to mind is derelict, which then made me think of Zoolander. I could derelict my own balls. Anyway, that was so random, it's ridiculous, but I think it's because it's Friday and it's been a long week, and that's my excuse. So yeah, but where I'm going with that is that you can repackage that. It's completely fine just to go, I've got this guide and it's going to show you how to do X, Y, Z, and then you can repackage that as something that is different, and that way it creates a different angle on it. Case in point is that I had a chatbot lead flow, like a little flow thing that I had, and I think I called it, I don't even know the name of it now, to be honest, but it was like blah, 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 chatbot flow. And then I rebranded that, and I just said as part of my overall offer type thing, and I put it out as like I gave it a name, because it was just I used an acronym or something like that, because then it's the same thing, but from an audience standpoint, it's new in their eyes. So there you go. Yes, good man. That's what I like to hear. One offer every single day. I challenge you guys to do it. It feels uncomfortable. It's going to feel weird. You're going to, all those insecurities you got about money and asking for sale, all that sort of stuff's going to pop up, but fucking do it, man. This is a school for it. Merman. Wow. I'm so glad that someone understands my wacky sense of humor sometimes. Amount of value provided exceeds any. Well, maybe I need to be making more offers. Maybe this is just going to be called the offer show from now on. Let's come out here. Hey, how's it going, guys? Buy my stuff. Oh, the Caribbean. That sounds amazing. Thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. That's amazing. That's what I'm talking about. See what happens. Just, you never know. You might actually make some more sales. You never know. Awesome stuff. All right, I might disappear as well. Not quite sleepy time yet, but more like get my afternoon finished so I can go and do other stuff. Hopefully you guys did get some value from that. Oh god, if I have to do it as well, fine. I've like thrown out like a dozen offers since I've been talking, so there you go. All right. Thanks for joining me, guys. Hopefully got a ton of value out of this one. And go put some offers out there. Make sure that you're building that audience, you're putting goodwill and equity, sweat equity and goodwill and whatever equity you want to call it into your audience, and then throw something out to them for them to buy. All right, people, have an amazing weekend. Hopefully you got some value out of this. And for those of you still with me on YouTube, thank you for tuning in. Smash that like button, drop a comment, and see you guys in the next one. Cheers.